Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Thursday, and all of today's guests, including Chris Pronger, standing by, are brought to you by the Vancouver Giants. The Kelowna Rockets are in town to take on the G-Men Saturday at the LEC. Puck drop, 7 o'clock. Head to vancouvergiants.com to get single-game tickets, flex packs, and more. Here's someone who knows all about junior hockey, Rick, former Peterborough Pete. Chris Pronger, Hockey Hall of Famer, Olympic gold medalist in 2002 and 2010, 2000 Hart and Norris Trophy winner, Stanley Cup champion, world champion, 93 world junior champion. We could go on and on, much like we did with Scott Niedermayer yesterday. And Chris joins us now. Chris, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for that warm introduction.
Like I said to Scott yesterday, I don't know if we have any more time for the interview after that. Hey, I'm looking back to last Saturday night. That was Chris Pronger type of hockey. How much fun are you having watching the Four Nations?
Yeah, it's been great to see the energy and the emotion, the passion that the players are playing with. It's funny what happens when you put that national pride on the line. You put the emblem on the front of their chest. It makes people do crazy things.
No kidding. No kidding. Hey, Chris, Rick and I, everybody in this country, we're watching and we're nervous going into this game. I can only imagine how the players feel. How did you deal with nerves going into a big game back in the day?
Yeah, you have butterflies going into it. And once the game starts, once you get that first hit, once you get the first pass, the first shot, whatever the case may be, those butterflies tend to go away pretty quickly, and you immerse yourself in the game, and you just, your instinct take over, and you just start to play the game the way you know how.
Now, on another show, we do watch other shows and listen to other shows. You said that Kachucks were one game early in making a statement versus Canada. What did you mean by that?
I said they might be one game early, in the sense that that was the round robin game, and now we have the championship game. Much like 2010, I compared it to 2010 in a little bit in how the U.S. team, after they beat us in round robin in 2010 in Vancouver, they were very proud of themselves. They were very amped up. They were very boisterous, not only to us but in the media. And as we all know, we have long memories, and that may or may not have come to bite them come championship game, gold medal game, and the infamous golden goal by Sidney Crosby.
Chris, McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, you've been in the game so long. If your best players aren't your best players, you're going to have a tough time tonight. And those guys got to be going for Canada tonight, Chris.
No, absolutely. I think they will. I think the big issue on Saturday was the loss of Cale Makar. With him in the lineup, even without Theodore, even without Pietrangelo, he makes that number one PP unit role. He's at the top. He's not scared to shoot. He's so active. His edge work is incredible. He really kind of makes that thing really roll. And not only that power play unit, but then on the back end, he solidifies the back end in the sense that everybody has the proper matchup. Him and Taves are the number one unit. Then you have Morrissey and Parayko. Then you have Sanheim and Doughty. And everybody falls into their proper order, proper ranking, if you will. And they get their proper matchups. And I think that's crucial in this game. And you'll see Makar take the top matchup, most likely either against Eichel or Matthews. And then everything will kind of fall down from there. And I'm expecting an exciting game. I think it'll be a close game. And, I think something that really hasn't been talked about as much as maybe it should be is that both of these goaltenders play the puck very well. Yeah. And in the first game, the U.S. cross-corner dumped and soft chipped and tried to keep the puck out of Bennington's hands as much as possible. And on the counter side, Canada just aimlessly dumped the puck around the boards. I would say 95% of the time, Hellebuck stopped it and made a quick outlet pass to his defenseman or bypassed that first forechecker, and they were gone the other way on the attack. And so they have to be smart where they place pucks in the offensive zone when they're dumping it, just not haphazardly throwing it around.
Chris, Sidney Crosby's 37. He's like wine. He just gets better with age. Just talk about his tournament, and this guy he brings it every game.
He's like a fine Bordeaux. Yeah, no, I think with Sid, it's just his consistency. There is no drop off from, let's call it 22-year-old Sid in 2010 to 37-year-old Sid now here in the Four Nations. The way that he goes about playing the game, the pace that he plays with, the two-way nature of his game, how hard he is on pucks in competing for loose puck battles and taking over games in that regard, just with his will to win and his competitive drive, I think is second to none. And I think that rubs off on everybody. And I think you're slowly starting to see that identity take hold with this Canada team.
Chris, these Tkachuk brothers, they're a menace on the ice. Last Saturday, two of the fights in the first 9 seconds, it was these guys. How does Canada handle these two guys and their physicality?
Well, I think they have to match physicality with physicality. I think, maybe not in the fighting department. I don't foresee that happening in this game. I think that was more a message being sent that we're going to push you around. We're going to batter you physically and mentally in this game. This one, as we all know, is for all the marbles. And I think it will be a physical game. I think those two guys will be running around. They'll be doing their thing. That's how they play the game. That's how they love to play the game. And that's why we love watching them play the game, is because of that. But, I think Canada has a few dogs in the fight as well, and you'll see them playing a physical brand of hockey when they can. But at the end of the day, what really matters the most in our minds, in our regard, is ultimately what the scoreboard says. And I can see Canada making a few tweaks in this one, getting some loose pucks toward the net. I thought in the first game on Saturday against the U.S., they really didn't throw pucks at the net. They didn't crash the net. They didn't have much traffic around the net. They were trying to really tic-tac-toe and make it so cute and pretty. And against this U.S. team who plays very well defensively, it's going to have to be ugly. There are going to be a lot of greasy goals around the net, and they're going to have to get to that blue paint.
Nothing wrong with that. We're talking with Chris Pronger. Hey, Chris, this Team Canada has a history of playing its best hockey late in tournaments. Any particular reason for that? And can you see that happening this time around tonight?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of finding their footing, finding the right line combinations. I think, as I've said in the past, with Canada is the only country that most of the players have never played with one another. There's a handful here or there that, have played together maybe on other teams or different Canadian opportunities. But for the most part, these players are playing together for the first time. And so there's that feeling out process. There's finding that chemistry and gelling. Sometimes what looks good on paper does not ultimately work. And you have to go back to the drawing board, and you got to move people around, and you got to find the right penalty killing units, power play units, line combinations, defensive pairings, things of that nature. And so that takes a little bit of time. But as we progress in these tournaments, we start finding our identity. We start figuring it out. We get better and better and better. Ultimately, where you hope, especially in this Four Nations face-off, where the best game is the last game and come away victorious.
Tell me you didn't retire in 2012. Is that true?
Tell you I didn't?
Yeah. My point is I can't believe it's been that long. I
know.
You might come on. There must be a part of you that wants
to turn 50.
Well, wow! And you look great,
years old, brother.
And you look. Hey, you're a whippersnapper to us.
Yeah.
How much would you like to be out there tonight?
Well, it looks like it's a lot of fun. It's just the pace of the game, the physical nature, the passion involved. It's just it's everything that we love about the game. And when much like last year, I thought in the Stanley Cup playoffs, all the teams involved played with so much pride and passion and energy and physicality. They left it all out there. That's what we love to see in this game, the game of hockey. It's just the energy and excitement to want to be on the ice, to want to perform, play at a high level, showcase our skills, whatever those may be, and come out on the winning end more often than not.
You're doing a great job in the broadcast world. We saw you on the first Amazon broadcast for the Canucks against St. Louis. I'd imagine you're enjoying that, Chris.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's been nice to use some of my experiences that I've been fortunate enough to have, and also impart some wisdom on situations as it relates to your Canucks. The distraction of Miller and Pedersen and kind of what was going on. Obviously, Quinn Hughes and the talent that he is. It's unfortunate that he's not going to play in this tournament. He's a talent that you want to see the best players. You want to see them involved in these things to really showcase the game, showcase their talents, and help allow them to use their skills to grow the game and show off the game that we love.
Can't thank you enough, Chris. Have a great time watching that game tonight. Thank you so much.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Go Canada.
Go.
Got it right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.